This sets us apart. Not a whole lot of people do video podcasts.
No.
You know?
Except for, I do want to, well, it's not a shout out, he's never going to fucking watch this. But if any of our viewers want to watch a good video podcast, check out Norm Macdonald's.
Yeah, Norm Macdonald's a really good one.
Awesome. He has everyone on there. But,
we have anything?
What was it? WWWAP? WWAP?
oh, WAP.
Yeah, WAP.
Oh, that's my wife's cousin.
Yeah. That was on the last thing. It wasn't really a question. It was just about that podcast or whatever.
Oh, go to the mailbag.
As if she was on it? Like her?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Number 11.
You were on the podcast.
Check out that. We had WAP and Go TV on.
That was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, we talked about Zelda.
Why do they call you shithead?
Oh, that's a good one.
Who's that from?
Taco Punk 720.
Why do they call me shithead?
Why do they call you Taco Punk?
That's
what I want to ask. I want to ask
awesome.
you. Why do they call you Taco Punk?
Please respond, by the way.
Shithead, I mean, I think it's because, well, I call myself shithead.
I call him shitface. I've only heard the story.
Shitface Dave should be. No, but shithead, I think it's because I'm such a stickler to the channels I'm involved with. Yeah. That's what I like, because I will be a shithead when, you know, and these guys know. Like, I'm a hard ass sometimes. That's why two guys aren't with us anymore. Because I asked them to care. But shithead, and like...
Sometimes you ask people to care and they stop caring.
And I bet there's some enemies out there that listen to this. There's two other guys do another podcast. They know how much of a shithead I can be. There's a whole group in another town over there that know how much of a shithead I can be. So I think it's appropriate, if you know me. What's that?
There's a couple questions.
Yeah, there's a couple of questions. We answered the one about what games we're looking forward to in 2015.
Okay.
One asked if that is a NoFX tat. Somebody asked if you had it.
Yeah, on you.
So you want to bring it out?
They just ask if it is a NoFX.
Yeah, it is a NoFX tattoo. I have a Blink-182 tattoo as well. That is Fat Mike, the singer of NoFX, being his alter ego Koki the Clown. Red Clown.
Yeah.
I have some shitty tattoos.
Somebody asked if I've read any new comics lately. I've been playing catch up. Really, I've been reading a lot of New 52, things like that. You know, things that are not necessarily new. They're a little older now, but I'm playing catch up right now. So as far as new
comics, always catching up.
Well, so as far as new comics are concerned, not really. But one that I'm gonna read was Doctor Strange teaming up with Doctor Doom.
Oh God!
So I'm looking forward to reading that.
I do want to bring up. I listened to your guys' mailbag, and you guys. Somebody asked about like
games we're looking forward to.
Two Girls One Cup.
Oh, and the most shocking thing.
If I was there, I would have probably stretched the thing. Like, I've seen so many shitty shock pornos. Like the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember.
I can't believe you guys didn't mention BME Pain Olympics.
Oh no.
Well, I remember, but it's just like
they're also repetitive, so it's
like. You think that's fake?
I guess
it is.
The thing about
it's made by a guy that was like a master in special effects.
The question though was what was the most shocking, I don't go a lot into the shock part of it.
Yeah.
So the most shocking thing I think I've seen was the Two Girls One Cup, whether it be fake or not. Like that would be the most watching a human being eat shit would be one of the most shocking things I think I'd ever see in my life.
Have you ever seen Shake That Bear?
I mean, it's not porn, but I mean, I remember I was watching on it was on Snapchat. I got Snapchatted a link, not Snapchat, but I got like emailed a link or whatever. I watched somebody jump off a building and kill themselves.
Oh shit!
Like. They didn't even mean to jump though. Like they were like on the ledge and drunk, and like an updraft came and they fell, and you heard the smack. That's shocking. I watched Faces of Death and I laughed.
Yeah.
So
Did you see that video of that politician that shot himself in like in a press room?
Yeah.
He shot himself and blood everywhere.
Yeah, just shot himself. So I mean, as far as but the specific question was, what is the most shocking porn you've ever seen? Probably Two Girls One Cup.
I know. Well, there's Shake That Bear. It's this hunter and this really hot girl shoot a baby bear out of a tree or whatever. It's like climbing a tree getting berries. They shoot the baby bear and fuck on top of the dead baby bear.
Oh.
And during it, they're like, shake that bear, because it's like doggy style on top of the bear. It's
That's pretty bad, man.
Yeah.
The worst
one of
like,
those. It was one of the Link skits.
But is it like shocking or is it just gross?
It's like I don't know. Like
that's not.
My shocking one was probably Mr. Hands in the pickle jar.
What is that?
Dude fucks a pickle jar and it breaks inside of his anus.
I forgot all about that.
And then after it breaks, you hear him digging it out.
Again, though, not shocking.
That is shocking. Breaks. That shocked me.
Like, it's
I didn't think
sick.
that. I was like, what the fuck?
It's kind of sick. Oh! He shot a cub, but like the sex scene on top of the bear was pretty hot. Like the chick was hot. Like eliminate the bear. I've seen many pornos like in the woods and shit like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty hot porno.
So
minus the dead cub.
What else? That seems about it, man. I wouldn't.
No, that would probably be it.
Yeah.
Until
I don't know.
Here's something. This was a consider it a new quote unquote segment that I think would be fun to do. We shot off about wrestling, and I want to hear what you guys think. And if you do like the idea, I want you to send in your ideas. I want to do something. I want to do a segment of the podcast called Promo This, where we would take a current event or a topic that you, the fans, would send in, and we would cut a promo like one of our favorite wrestlers, but we'd talk about whatever it would be.
Now that I think about it, you've been pitching this for a long time.
I want to do it.
I remember
I want to do it.
The green screen shit. You're like, we should do promos.
I want to do it. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
That would be fun. Because then we can get people like Ripper the Clown is a huge wrestling fan. I mean, he would love to shoot a promo.
So for our viewers, what I want you to do is I want you to think about an event. It doesn't have to be current. It could be whatever you want. I don't care if you want it to be potato salad.
Make it just potato salad.
That'd be awesome.
Any topic. Any topic you want. Any topic you want me or Shithead or Big Thor H or Hydros or whoever to do. What I want you to do is I want you to pick a wrestler. Any wrestler, doesn't matter, because we can do research on anybody.
Yeah.
So pick a wrestler, old, new, indie, whatever. So pick a wrestler, and then pick a topic, and then pick which one of us you would like to see do the promo, and we'll make that shit happen. It'll just be a fun little thing we can do.
Cool.
So let us know what you think.
I wasn't ready for the shithead question. Like,
why do they call you
it's
shithead?
a self-title.
Yeah.
But I feel like in circumstances I've deserved it. Like I've earned that title sometimes. Pretty laid back most of the time, but I can be a shithead. Why do they call you the double arrow?
Well, it's because my name is spelled with 2 A's.
Damn it.
AARON, so the double A run.
Why do they call you Hydros?
That was just a name that I made for myself years ago.
I thought you just made it up for Rocket's Hideout.
No, that's been my.
He's not even gonna ask me.
Yeah. Why do they call you Thor H13?
Thor H13. Well, I had this for a while now, since I was 13 years old, and my actual name is Thor Hughes. So Thor H.
4H.
4H.
Isn't that the thing that you said? My name is 4 Hughes.
Yeah, all right. So
that was back.
So me and Thor go back like literally almost to birth, and my Aunt Becky used to babysit him, and for a long time the big man here didn't have his 2 front teeth. So
I ran into a column at Blockbuster.
Yeah. So he didn't have his 2 front teeth, so he would try to say his name.
A big brick column,
Yeah. He would try to say his name, so, and, us being the assholes that we are, I was going to say were, but that we are, we would always ask him, hey, Thor, what's your name? And he'd go, my name is Thor Hughes.
I cannot say my THs.
Couldn't say it for a while. My name is Thor.
They would follow me around.
It was Forrest Gump before Forrest Gump was there. My name's Forrest Gump. My name is Thor Hughes.
This is gonna have to be a 2-parter, so we should probably extend it to make it 2 or 3, yeah. But I have a lot of ideas for future podcasts. I want to do a drunk podcast one night.
Yeah, we got.
You've been pitching that for like a month now.
Yeah. And I also want to do a D20 podcast.
All right, so here's the thing. Let's let them do it. Again, with the thing, what do you want to see next? Because, and we'll explain it. The drunk podcast is self-explanatory. Basically, what's going to happen is we're all going to get shit-faced.
We're gonna drink 6 beers in under 5 minutes.
We're just gonna we're gonna get
a buzz on.
Except for Hydro City, because he can't
drink.
Seizure med.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean he can't.
Which is interesting because
It doesn't mean he can't drink. He can drink. He just, you know,
It's
certain restrictions.
usually
Yeah, it's a safety issue.
One guy that's sober, 3 guys that are drunk. That's
Right?
actually-
No, it's not something that
interesting-
couldn't.
Too many
Yeah.
times. I only usually drink. When
I'm just saying. So
Yeah.
this is just for those people who would be
Boosters
like, well, why
podcast.
isn't he drunk? Like,
Yeah.
well, that's why he can't. It's not that he can't drink.
Sorry,
He can't
guys.
get drunk.
He plays a good drunk
Yeah, he plays a decent drunk.
that you might never see.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, they will see that. I don't care what we have to do.
We've been working on a behind the band sketch
Yeah,
for months.
Thaddeus has to be known. He has to.
I still got all the
He's a
footage.
Yeah,
full-blown
the drummer.
diva.
That
Eddie
I
Patello.
didn't do
Huh?
that.
Eddie Patello.
Eddie Patello.
And then like
So but like I said, the drunk podcast is gonna be. It's gonna be crazy. Do you remember the podcast /
Blacking your dick.
me falling asleep on
Oh,
the
no,
wheel?
on the wheel.
It's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot like that, but we're not gonna be driving.
I think we should do a drunk podcast / the D20. Throw the D20 in there.
All right,
That'd
so
be hilarious.
the
What's
drunk
D20?
podcast is just us being drunk. The D20 podcast.
Okay, D20 podcast is you have a 20-sided die, and everything you say is like the outcome is because of the die. So it's like, well, this whole Ferguson thing, I think it's terrible that it happened. Actually, let's roll to see if it was bad. 6 and up, it was a bad thing. You roll like a 3, I'm like, actually, they kind of deserved it. I guess.
Yeah, just
Basically, the die said.
basically the dice get to decide how terrible or good
Yeah,
of
it's
people
like,
we are.
If you roll,
Yeah,
if
pretty
you
much.
roll like what's the 20 called?
That's a D20.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah.
Crit.
Well, yeah, there you go. If you roll that, you gotta drink everybody's.
Oh, a nat 20 or whatnot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
A
That's
natural 20,
we
you
might
gotta, you gotta drink everybody's.
but yeah, we could but you guys let us know. Do you want the next podcast?
And what do you want us to drink?
Do you guys want it to be D20? Do you want us to do the drunk podcast? What do you want us to do?
What do you want us to drink?
Y'all bitches gotta let us know.
What do you want us to drink in no Everclear, please?
Just no beer
Or
and
play
vodka.
a drinking game.
Yeah, but-
no beer and vodka.
I was so stupid doing it.
The drinking game podcast.
I thought of it as a challenge. I'm like, okay, I guess.
What happened?
Oh man.
We were playing beer pong. It was the first time I've ever been drunk around him. First time I ever.
Don't tell it. Watch the podcast.
Yeah, watch the
He explains
podcast.
the whole thing.
I want the broadcast to actually, as a crew, go to BlizzCon. I want that to happen.
That'd be cool.
If we can make it happen, it'll happen.
And also hit up Chicago Comic Con, Gen Con. Gotta get away
It's
from.
requiring money.
I gotta get away
Yeah.
from the kids though.
Yep. Your life's about to be ruined.
Well, actually, you know what's even more a hassle than that schedule is our actual work schedule.
Our work schedule is going to be hard
We work
to.
the same job. We need substitutes.
We're going to have substitutes for the routes, so that's the biggest concern for me
We're
about
paper
going.
boys.
Yeah, we are paper
Plus,
boys,
I work
and that does
at
not make you better than me.
Plus, I work at
No, hold on. I had somebody laugh at me the other day because of this. I was talking to somebody, and they started busting up laughing. They were like, "Oh my God, you're a paper boy! I'm going to stab in the jaw."
Did you know this guy?
It was a chick,
Oh.
and yeah. I'm gonna stab in the
That's
jaw.
sad.
I'm gonna stab in the jaw the next person who laughs at me for my job, because I make just as much at my job as I would at any other
You
of
got
these
twice the
fucking.
freedom.
Yeah, I work 3 hours a night, so it's 6 days a week, but I work 3 hours a night at most, and I get paid just as much doing this job as I would at any other full time
Yeah.
minimum wage job.
What
So
sucks
go fuck
is
yourself.
when you get a tip from somebody and it's a little envelope that says Paperboy, and you
Yeah.
open it up, it's like $2. I'm like, oh, fuck. I feel so shitty about my life.
Yeah, it's like you think I'm 13, but
Yeah.
it's just like.
I work at Walmart.
I don't care though. I'm 25 and I'm a paperboy, but I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's pathetic.
Yeah, you work at Walmart.
Alright.
No, I worked at Walmart. I worked carts. You took my job. Well, you didn't take it, but you took over my job.
I've worked at Walmart 3 times. I'm never doing it again unless I actually have to. No, I fucking
It's time to hang up my-
that company's fucking horrible. I hate it.
I worked at
Hate it.
Walmart. We've all worked.
All
at
4
Walmart.
of us have or do work at Walmart.
I worked at Walmart for the remodel here in
I'm
town,
a lone
like
survivor.
back in 08 or whatever, and then they hired me on for
Worked there 2 years ago.
for cart boy or whatever.
Mhm.
Then they fired me because instead of actually putting carts out, they fired me because I guess my last mark or whatever. I had a shit ton of marks. my last mark was because I was in the back actually taking the training for the actual mechanical thing or whatever, the push everything. And I apparently, my overseer or whatever, manager, told me to do it. But I didn't tell my supervisor. So they ripped me up for that.
I almost voluntarily quit.
Did
They
you
make
get?
you, they make you do assessment.
Oh yeah, and then
tests all the fucking time.
apparently they wrote me up one time for stealing food out of the employee refrigerator.
Now for me, I worked in the dry grocery, for like the cereal and shit like that. I worked in dry grocery in Charleston when I was there. I worked in the meat department in Champaign when I was living in Rantoul, and when I moved back to Danville, I worked in the electronics department. So I've worked in 3 different goddamn Walmarts.
Well, Jesse might know the pain of this. I was the cart guy, but I was the only cart man. And,
Oh, yeah.
And,
Wait, on the schedule period? Like,
no, an employee. It was the only one. Everyone quit, and they expected me to have every single cart in the building at all times.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Walmart
no,
doesn't
see,
give a
here's
fuck
the thing,
what
like,
you're what's going on.
I'll walk to this side.
here's what it was.
And there'll be 50 carts over here.
Here's what it was. There were other people on the schedule. They were just lazy fuckers.
Yeah. And then when I left,
Well, Walmart's got the worst fucking management.
I
I've ever
remember-
seen.
I moved to New York
okay.
and came back from New York and went to Walmart, and you were hired, and like a whole staff of like cart pushers were there.
Okay,
So what the hell?
My shining story. Okay, it was dead winter.
Shining.
There were a good 2 inches of snow on the ground. I get there, and the guy and the other 2 car pushers, and they go, "Oh, good, we've been waiting for you. We got a job for you." This job turned out to be about how far down would you say the graveyard is from Walmart?
Graveyard. Oh, the
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, 2 miles, a mile?
No, not even
Less
a
than
mile.
that.
No, not even a mile actually.
It's right down the hill.
It's its neighbor. Yeah.
But somehow a shopping cart had wound up in the middle of the graveyard.
That's nice.
Well, people steal them all the time.
So I had to walk all the way over to the graveyard. The entire time I'm like, I know there are people that are buried with their graves on the ground, and I can't see them because of the snow. So the entire time I'm like, I'm talking to myself. Sorry who I'm stepping on. Whoops. Sorry. This hair freaking me out, I'm in the dead of winter in a
See,
fucking
for me, I'd have
graveyard.
been tap dancing. I don't give a fuck. They'd have been like, that's disrespectful to what? The earth? Shut the fuck up. Like,
They're part of
But
the
yeah, that and then the other great one was when it was again winter, and the snowplows when they get done with the parking lot,
Yeah.
it's just one big mountain of snow.
Yep.
oh, they're playing King of the Hill.
Someone had put a cart up on top of that hill.
They do that. I hated that shit.
That's hilarious.
But the thing is, like when I go to Walmart,
I couldn't be mad if I was a carpenter. I'd be like,
Like I'm not one of those assholes that's like.
Except I fell like 2 feet deep into the damn mountain.
I would just throw it off the top of the mountain.
I'm just not one of those.
What's
I
that
was trying to climb up to it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would get up to there and I would just throw it off. What's Walmart gonna do? Like, why'd you throw that off the thing?
I don't know. Maybe
Fuck you.
I have too much of a heart
Fuck
for
you,
it.
that's why.
But I'll go back to Walmart, and I'm one of those jerk offs who goes, "Not my problem. I'm just gonna leave my cart there. I have to go put it back." For some
Uh-huh.
reason, I'm like, I've been through
Well,
that shit.
I never just leave my cart just there. I'm
Well,
like, the cart carrier's like right there.
That's the
Like,
thing.
it's right there. Just fucking.
There's an on-running blood feud between
Assholes.
guys that work in cereal and cart pushers.
I remember the time I actually got hit.
No, I'm saying that I don't. I'm saying I don't
Okay.
just leave it. I always put it up because it's right there.
That's
Like,
why you're shunned in the
I
cereal
can't. Yeah,
department.
that's why I've been fired 3 times.
Yeah, they turn their back.
That's
when you
not
walk
true at
into
all. I've only been
Charleston.
fired once. Yeah. I'm not.
I actually got hit out there one time.
Yeah, well,
Backed into a truck.
my favorite part of the job is
See, but
those
the thing
assholes
about that,
park
though-
at the end of the parking lot, the
See-
truckers.
Yeah, the thing about that though is
Diesel
like,
trucks.
even when I was working, no matter which department I worked in, whether it be meat department or dry grocery or electronics,
Mhm.
in all 3 jobs, in all 3 locations, I was always asked to go outside. Like I remember when I was at Charleston, there was an ice storm, and they were like, we need people to go get the carts, and I'm like, well, I've got like 6 pallets back here, and I'm by myself, but that's cool. I'll go outside and fucking.
Right?
So I go outside and like I go out and then there's no one else out there doing carts. There's like 3 managers with like umbrellas just standing there, like looking at me as I'm like going around and trying to get all these carts out, and this like ice is pelting me in the face. I'm just sitting there like, hey, can you guys help me? And they're like, well, it's cold. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck if it's like my gloves are wet and they're frozen to my wrist, and I'm just like, well, I can't feel I can't feel 3 of the 5 fingers that I have on my right hand, but that's fine. You're cold. You stay there with your umbrella.
Yeah,
you know.
I actually had like one of my parents drive out to Walmart and just in the parking lot bring me an extra pair of clothes. Because it was like October and it was raining and it was freezing. I was like, can you please bring me some gloves and like a new shirt?
Oh, I always wore like 2 or 3 layers.
So like I just changed right there in the parking lot.
See, I just find it like, but that's Walmart. But the thing that pissed me off the most about that is that I was outside for 3 hours getting all those carts, and then when I came back in, they're like, all right, you really need to get those pallets done.
Yeah,
I was just like,
shit.
you motherfuckers.
I hated it. But yeah, my favorite part of being a cart pusher is watching the assholes in the diesel trucks just like rev their engines at the very corner of the parking lot every single night. I don't know if like all Walmart's like that nationwide.
Here's a funny story
in
about
Danville, it's always the region. I know them from my high school. It's so freaking.
You know what's funny about that? I was there the other day. I was at Walmart and I was sitting there and I was with a friend of mine. We were looking over, and there was this, there was the group of people. There was the 2 trucks in the car. It's always 2 trucks in a car.
It's always around
Burger King people.
Yeah, it's 9 or 10 at night.
Yeah, so there's 2 trucks in a car, and they're just sitting there, and there's a bunch of people. I'm talking about like there had to have been like 15 people. Like I don't know how they got 15 people in these 3 vehicles, but they're just out there, right? And then this car comes into the parking lot, and one of the guys in that like group of 15 takes his drink and he throws it at the car, and he starts yelling out like pussy and all this other stuff. Well, that car leaves, and the car comes back with a truck and like an SUV in tow. So they come back, and then they get out of the car, and I'm sitting there like, yes. About to watch people get the fuck beat out of them like right in front of my face. I couldn't wait. All they did was they used like the lines, the parking lines. They used the parking lines as like a battle line, and like those 15 guys like stood over here, and like these 8 guys stood over here, and they pointed at each other. All they did was point. All they did was point and yell at each other, and they were like doing the whole like this, like doing the whole like don't cross this fucking line. Like it was the stupidest shit.
That's part of the job. Like
I spent 40 minutes sitting in my car waiting for somebody to get punched. I was so frustrated at the end of it. I contemplated getting out of the car and hitting one person from each side, just to get it going.
But yeah, I would watch
knew you were gonna
people
say that
with the
too.
Diesel trucks. They would put like a row of like 6 carts together, and they'd push it with their trucks.
Yeah.
And then they just put on the brake and watch the trucks or the carts fly.
Well, the thing, those cart carriers too, like the cart, like the fucking
corrals.
Yeah, the corrals. They don't weigh that much.
No.
Like they're made of metal, but they don't weigh that much. I remember I went to.
I've seen trucks push them before.
I went to not to Walmart, but I went to County Market one time, and theirs was like tipped over, like 5 or 6 of these little bitty like skater dudes had like got together and like pushed it over because they wanted to use it as like a grinding rail.
Nice. I wish I go out.
I go out there and I'm just like I get out there and they're all like I don't know what the deal was, but like it's just one of those things where it's like you kind of it's kind of like where you're like a giant among men kind of thing. Yeah. I walk out there and they're all skating and whatnot, and the manager comes out and like the manager was cool about it. She was just like, can you guys please put that back? And I don't know how they tipped it over, but like these 6 guys couldn't lift this thing to put it back. I walk over and I'm laughing at them, right? I walk over, I laugh at them, and they're all like, just standing over there like shaking their hands and like their arm, like their faces are beat red. And I grab it like with one hand and I just pull it over and it goes back up and I drag it over and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I wish I was a.
But I found that so funny because that thing is made of like hollow aluminum. I'm like, you pussies.
I think Captain Red was a cart pusher for County Market when I was in Walmart. Yeah,
I think probably my favorite part of being a cart pusher was finding all the weird shit that you found out there.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like the dirty diapers and shit like that. I'm talking about
in the cards.
Yeah, I'm talking about. One time I found a pair of brown panties, and in the same cart.
Did you sniff it?
No.
But the diaper, yes.
In this same cart with the blonde panties, there was a wrapped silverware, fork and knife, covered in dishwasher soap, liquid dishwasher soap.
That's weird.
And I'm
Are you
like,
sure it was dishwasher soap?
Yeah.
How do you know it's dishwashing soap?
that smell is pretty powerful, man. I can smell it on my fucking fingers.
Smell of Dawn.
Yeah, that's Dawn.
That's Dawn.
And I'm like,
Dawn and panties.
right? I found a bowling ball out there.
Okay.
I love the combinations of shit you find in people's
I
carts.
love like buying shit to make the cash.
I found an 18.
What the fuck?
I found an 18-wheeler tire out there once.
That's weird.
What?
That is weird.
Yeah, wouldn't you admit like being a car pusher would be the perfect drug dealer job? Like, yeah, park in this one space. I'll take your cart for you, sir. That'd be awesome. It's the perfect dealer job, really. You can do anything.
I found an Xbox 360 out there one time.
You didn't take it?
You can't.
Those cameras don't work. Well, I don't want to get that rumor spread around, but
Yeah, they.
have you ever seen the camera room?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
haven't. I've never seen the control room.
No, it's there. It's there, and trust me, every single one of those cameras work.
Okay, because I've only seen. That's why I thought they heavily guarded.
Here's the thing, though.
doors.
No, here's the thing. All of those cameras work.
Mhm.
Walmart employees are slow.
Yeah.
When I was working in electronics, I was the only one there. I think the other guy that was scheduled was on lunch or something, so I was the only guy there. There was this guy who had gotten approved for one of those Walmart credit cards. He'd gotten approved, and his line of credit was approved up to like $1,500. He goes to buy this big TV that was like $1,000 or something, and it wouldn't go through. No matter what we did, it wouldn't go through. So I was like, what the fuck? So this guy gets so frustrated that I'm like, here's what you need to do. You need to go up front to customer service, talk to them, and then maybe they can figure that out, and then come back here. So while I'm dealing with other customers, because this is a long fucking line, he apparently just decides that I'm taking this TV. So this guy takes a 65-inch TV on one of the big metal carts.
The L carts.
Yeah, I mean they don't know what an L cart is.
If you've been to Lowe's.
Yeah, just one of those big metal carts,
Shaped
you know.
like an L.
Can we get back?
Yeah. So fine, to suffice Jesse here, a big fucking cart that's shaped like an L, it's called an L cart. Normally has a blue fucking handle, that's the L part. Anyway, so this guy wheels a 65-inch television. The electronics department's all the way in the back of the store. He wheels it all the way to the front, walks right out the fucking door, puts it into his truck, and leaves.
How did he do that without the alarm going off?
I don't know.
They probably thought I don't know.
You can get away. You can get around that. There's
Yeah, with
ways
big electronics,
to-
they're like, oh, it's just a TV, okay.
Right.
Don't ever try to mess with one of those tags though. They're full of the ATM.
Mhm.
The blue ink.
Yeah.
Well, no, I found it ridiculous because it wasn't until half an hour later that our loss prevention guy came up to me and said, hey, did you just sell a TV? I said, no, I wouldn't go through. Why? He goes, because the guy walked out of the store with it. And I was like, seems to me like you're not doing your fucking job then. Because the dude, alright, they caught the dude. They ended up catching the dude. You wanna know how they caught him? And this is like a people of Walmart thing? No. This dude was in a big black truck. Instead of putting the TV, laying it down in the bed of the truck, he tried to put it in the back seat compartment of his truck. So he was driving down the road with his door open because the TV wouldn't fit.
Wow.
So he could have laid it in the back of. He could have laid it in his truck and just had a free 65-inch TV.
I can say this because I don't work there anymore.
But anyway, that's my point though. It would have been so easy in the electronics. It would have been so easy for me to steal iPads and things. It would have been so easy.
For sure, because you go right out the cart entrance. You can have anything in your pockets. You're like, oh, I'm gonna go do the cards. Go put it in your car.
Yeah,
It would
have been.
That.
But I'm saying
So easy.
the amount of items I could have stolen working in electronics was outstanding. I never did.
Yeah.
Because I didn't particularly care.
Danville Walmart, one of the managers watches this podcast.
I
That's what I was
remember.
gonna say. Jesse should probably stay silent.
I remember. I
Watch your
remember
podcast.
when I was working at. I remember hearing about the Champaign Walmart. You know how they have the rack, just that big long rack that has all the laptops on it.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, somebody walked into the Champaign Walmart, tried to pick up a laptop to take it. It wouldn't come off because it was, like they're latched on, they're bolted onto that thing. He took the whole panel with all 9.
What?
He took the whole panel, that whole panel with all 9 of the display laptops, and walked out the front door.
I bet you could do that on the third shift. There's nobody watching.
Oh,
I was just saying, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, loss prevention at Walmart sucks so much dick.
I love that people that go into like
I remember the after that happened, they told us like the statistics, like $15 million the year prior in our district, in the the Champaign Danville, $15 million walked out the door. Holy shit!
I was at customer service. This is speaking of people at Walmart. Somebody wanted drug money. We were going to go return like a candle warmer because the light bulb was broken or whatever. This woman wanted cash back for her product. She brought in this baby swing, and it wasn't electronic. It was just a baby swing. She's like, "Yeah, I'd like to return this and get money back because mine caught on fire." Mine literally just went up in flames, and everybody's just like, this lady that was working with us, she's just like, and just sat there, and then we were all just looking at her, lying her ass off, trying to get like cocaine money or something, whatever her motives were.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some stupid people that come back into Walmart.
I remember probably the best theft that I've seen that went terribly wrong for them.
You were a witness to
I was in a
theft.
cart pusher.
I was being a cart pusher.
I was a cart pusher at the time. The only part of it that I witnessed was because they caught him.
You could be held against you in a court of law.
Well, this was actually caught him, and they were talking to him out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
This guy had gone into Walmart, stolen like a $300. It was an iPod or an iPad or something, and he had gone across the street to the GameStop and tried to sell it there.
What?
Dumb motherfuckers.
Without taking the Walmart sticker off of it.
God, people are dumb.
And of course, they called the Walmart up, and the police up, reported him. He went back to the Walmart to try, and I'm not joking. He got caught by AP, and he goes, at first he goes, yeah, I found it in the parking lot. I thought it was GameStop, so I tried to return it to them. And then they reported me, so I realized it was Walmart's, and I was going to bring it back here. And then, when he realized that story wasn't going to work, he tried to get out of it by the following. Okay, I'll just go ahead and buy it.
Stupid.
I'll go ahead and buy it.
It's mine now.
After you've already taken the device, ran out the door, tried to sell it to someone else, and then brought it back. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, you're past the point of buying.
How people act around cops. They're always badass, and a cop shows up, and they're the softest motherfuckers. Like my aunt knows somebody that would always carry around and get out of jail free card from Monopoly. She got arrested because she got pulled over and handed that to the cop instead of her license, and she got arrested immediately.
That's hilarious. Thor, I want you to bring up a topic. We're gonna drop Walmart altogether.
Well, I was just about to bring up the story that one time. Remember at the mall when it was just going down, and no one could hang out at McDonald's parking lot?
Yeah.
Or up there or whatever?
Yeah, I remember.
So I wanted to just hang out there and do a whole bunch of stuff with my friends. The security guy came over and said, hey, you guys can't hang here. This parking lot is for county market customers. And so I went in there, bought $40 worth of food, came back and sat in my truck, passed around a couple of 2 liters or whatever, a whole bunch of chips or whatever.
Yeah.
Still called the cops on me.
You're a customer.
I know! And the speaking about being soft, the only reason why I was courteous or whatever to the police officer because he was my best friend's older brother. That's the only reason, and I can't believe that they still you can't hang out in this parking lot.
Well, they're like you gotta. I don't know. Part of me like understands it. Part of me because like this guy, he's a fucking security guard, so you know his life sucks.
Yeah.
And like the one thing he gets to do is bully people around in, within his realm. So when he says something like, you probably would have satiated the guy if you would have went one parking spot over. Like I just, you know what I mean? So
I did. I drove my truck at the time to the front of the store. Went in, got my stuff, came back, and parked in the next spot over. And he said, "You can't." So I'm a customer. I paid $40 for the food. And
so part of me gets it, but the other part of me is just like, you guys need to fucking relax.
Exactly.
Because I mean, I remember when the mall like added that like, if you're under like what was it like 13 or something.
If you was under the age of 18 actually, 16. 16 first, then 18, then I went back down to like 15 or whatever because they lost a whole bunch.
What the hell are you doing?
It's during the time. I can take a leak, so continue this.
Oh my god.
I'll continue.
It's a long podcast.
Oh.
No, yeah, it is.
No, dude, Jesse doesn't know how much of a small bladder I have.
Oh.
You don't have a small bladder, you have prostate cancer. There's a difference.
Have we ever talked about the Star Wars trailer yet?
No.
No.
I'm gonna talk about that.
Alright, we're gonna talk about Star Wars.
What do you think about that new lightsaber?
The broadsword?
Yeah.
I don't know what people are bitching about.
It's a lightsaber.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. I mean, were they bitching about this when they had the dual-ended lightsaber?
People bitched about the dual lightsaber.
I thought that was badass.
But that's the thing.
But that was
remember
practical.
how much people bitched about it. Remember how people bitched about it, but remember how awesome it looked on fucking screen.
The thing is, like, that was, you could move with this, like, if you do this, you cut your wrist off.
Could, yeah.
Second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just...
Okay, first of all, though, this is new age technology. There's no fucking way that there's not a sensor on that thing for when you move it like that thing doesn't shut off real quick. There's no fucking way. This is new age technology. This is space age technology.
Yeah. I want to talk about how that stupid BB-8
yeah. No, I want you to... I'm the only one who ever seems to do it. I want you to look at the camera and I want you to go on a rant about this. Because I've heard you say it. I've heard you go on this rant. I want you to go on the rant about the BB-8.
Well, I don't really have a rant. I just, like, I'm tired of, like, this is all we got. This is nothing we've ever seen of episode 7. And these fans just latch onto this thing and just, like... It's the fucking bronies of the internet that fucking latch onto this shit and go, oh, he's so fucking cute. And you're like, no, he's a fucking robot that went past, that's a filler. I edit, like, trailers and commercials and shit. You need random shit going by and stuff like that. And that's what it was. It wasn't supposed to be, it didn't stop and blink at you. Or fucking, like, say a funny thing like Jar Jar. Why the fuck is it, like, becoming the next Ewok?
This is off topic, but you said the bronies of the internet. Mm-hmm. The internet is where the bronies were created.
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
Well, no, I mean, like...
It's just a random...
Well, it's almost saying those people in the world. Except for the
okay.
Is the world.
Back to topic.
Yeah. But it's like the type of...
See,
like,
but I don't know if I can agree with the reason people are latching onto it is because that's what they had. Because fucking Luke's in that trailer.
Yeah,
you know?
No, I mean, they always have to pick out one thing. There's always, like, the badass part of the trailer, which is the the thing they're most looking forward to is seeing Luke. Then there's this cute character. I didn't find him that fucking cute. He was just a droid. For me, I was like, oh shit, they got practical robots.
Right.
That was cool. But now BB-8 or whatever he is becoming the next Ewok. What the fuck, you know? That annoys me.
I don't get it.
It annoys me.
So, I mean, what about the trailer specifically do you want to point out?
I just really like the lightsaber.
Is it just the lightsaber?
Yeah, the lightsaber was sick, man.
You haven't seen the trailer? What?
I want to call it the light Claymore.
Yeah,
that's what I want to call it.
Seen the trailer? It broke the internet, man.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
It got like more hits than like Psy, I think.
It's been what?
Psy. Gangnam Style or Gangnam Style?
No, I don't think so.
I think so. I think it got...
What about the Fappening?
The Fappening. Fappening's a whole other thing.
Yep.
Yeah. I love the Fappening.
And then, a little different than that, the Bappening, which... That's what we should call our broke con.
The Boopening!
The Bappening.
The Boopening!
Come down to the Bappening. But,
the Boopening is what's happening on the broke-ass gaming network right now.
I'm really excited for Star Wars.
I hope we can get another.
I am too.
Oh yeah, I'm jacked for Star Wars Episode 7.
I'm a big Abrams fan.
Jurassic World.
Oh
Jurassic
yeah.
World.
When they fed the shark.
That's.
I mean, well, the shark was the food, but that was.
Plesiosaurus, I think.
Yeah, I think
I don't
that's
know
what
what it
it
is.
was called, but that was sick.
I can't wait for that.
Huge.
I think it's weird though that like he's a trainer of velociraptors. Like that's
That
weird.
was weird.
And they genetically created a new dinosaur. I
Yeah.
don't know how jacked I am for that.
Yeah.
What should be a T-Rex with long arms?
That's what it's supposed to be. It's apparently the DNA of like a T-Rex, a velociraptor, and like 2 other things. But it's apparently a T-Rex with none of the flaws.
And for some reason, Star-Lord's in it.
Yeah.
Good Star-Lord. No, yeah, that's the new guy.
Chris Pratt's about to have his career's gonna explode.
That's the new, that's the new guy that can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
Everything he does, everything he touches is like gold.
And it'll be like that for the next 5 years or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
He was an awesome Star-Lord.
He was
so.
like one of my favorite parts of Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
One of my favorite guys. But you get dumber every season.
Yeah. I like how they explained how he got into such shape though on Parks and Rec. When they were like walking up the stairs and he was just like, man, you lost all that weight. What happened? He's like, man, I just cut out beer.
Yeah.
That's all I had to
We
do.
watched Parks and Rec, and there's a part of like one of the last seasons where he's gone for a while, and you're like, I wonder if it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Because I watched Parks and Rec the later seasons after Galaxy. I went back.
Yeah.
And then he comes back, and I'm like, he's not fat anymore.
He's
like,
ripped still.
He's ripped. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's just like, dude, you're in such great shape. What happened? He's like, I just cut out beer.
Yeah.
That was it.
Dude, he got dumber every season.
Yeah.
He just started out as a jock and just got dumber.
Yeah,
and
it was
dumber.
pretty bad.
It's great.
I like in Parks and Rec where he's supposed to go to London. And like he gets in the cab,
Yeah.
down the street and jumps in the dumpster.
That just sounds great. I haven't seen the Parks and
Well,
Recreation.
Parks and Rec is a show that redeems a lot of people for me. I hated Aziz Ansari.
I still do.
Aubrey girl who plays April Ludwig, I hated her.
For me though,
I hated Amy Poehler until that show.
really,
Yeah.
that's sad.
Because Weekend Update, she wasn't that funny for me.
I think she's been hilarious since the first time she came into my life.
It just redeemed a lot of people. And also, like, I've had like this huge crush on Rashida Jones. That show kind of made me hate her.
Yeah. Rob Lowe.
Yeah,
like,
Rob
it
Lowe.
really,
Another one.
like, every
Which
time
one
I
was
think,
Rob Lowe?
I can't think of
Stop.
Rob Lowe.
Pooping.
I can't think of Rob Lowe without thinking of Wayne's World. I'll never
Well,
be able to see him as not
and Tommy
Benjamin.
Boy. Tommy Boy. No, like thanks to Rob Lowe on that show, like I go up to my wife, I'm like, Angela Rudiger. Now every
Yeah.
point that is literally the greatest thing you've ever cooked.
Yeah, right. Some people just don't understand it. I guess I'm just a positive person. Yeah. No, I love that show. Aziz Ansari I still hate. The only thing he's ever done that I've ever liked, and I don't know why I even like it. I think it's just because it was Scrubs. But when he, I even hated him on that show. The only thing I liked was when he took Steak Night. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen Scrubs. Remember Steak Night?
Yeah.
He was just like, when he was just like, it was a new greeting or something like that. He was just like, Steak Night. He was just like, how come you guys? He's like, how come you guys didn't tell me about that cool new greeting? Steak Night. They're like, no, it's not a greeting. It's just something that we do. And he's just like, it is now. Steak Night. He's like, may your mushrooms always be fresh and may your onions always be sautéed. And I was just like, that cracked me up. Like that line cracked me up. But
Report. He's got a small part. The fuck you Ron.
yeah, no,
Fuck you, Ron.
I just nothing else he's ever done has made me laugh.
Fuck you Ron.
And I gotta tell you, man, like I really like. I'm glad that people don't put any stock in my opinion, because we'd have a lot of actors who'd kill themselves if they cared about my opinion.